All right. I have some thoughts. And these are thoughts from an expert, obviously, because we've been posting for I don't know, 8 weeks now. So 2 months. So take all of this with a grain of salt, okay? Hi, everyone. My name is Joy, and I'm the creative behind Just Joy Creative. Thank you for being here today. We are 2 months into creating consistently online, and it has been an adventure and amazing adventure to just discover how this kind of world works. Now, something that I noticed quite recently, and I wanted to talk about with you, is the whole viral thing, the going viral. And it's such a you see it all the time on your socials, right? I don't know, maybe you don't, and maybe just because I entered into this world, I have. But it's all about that, getting the hook, getting the engagement. And something that I am still journeying because I only know how to be incredibly busy. Literally, I only have one speed. I try to be slow and I can't. I'm just fast paced. But that bringing that into content creation and then getting into that viral kind of dialogue, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do it. And it kind of put me in the last few weeks into the space of oh my goodness, if that's the goal, whatever that was. So I've been kind of thinking and mulling over, and I posted some stuff earlier this week about the rest and taking the rest. And on Sunday I went to a park and I just laid on a blanket and enjoyed the sun. And yes, I recorded it, but it was just to be present in the moment and let you guys know to be present in your moments. And so it's kind of got me to this point where I'm realizing that the viral push and the quality creation, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for really cool videos. I'm all for high production videos. That is not what I'm saying. But I guess the push that what you and who you are isn't enough to engage people into your work if you don't hit that bar. If you don't hit the bar that you have gotten 1 million views, then your work, there's a subpar level to you. And I don't know, I don't think I actually believe that. I think that I want to go down this journey of experiencing what it feels like to create content online and then talk to you guys about it and make it real so that you can feel like you can do it. Maybe that's what this ramble is about, is that it's not about that. And I remember the first few weeks when, I had 20 people watching my videos. And last week I got my highest views. And I think that was just over 300, which was amazing because I was talking business and I have a lot of experience in business. And there's attraction there because that's what people want to know. And so I'm going to create more videos like that because I have a knowledge base for that. But my other videos, I don't think were not good. I think that they were hitting an audience that needed that message. And I don't want to not create that because it hasn't hit all those views. I actually kind of want to expand more on that in this economy, and in coming up, my next video next week, we'll be talking a bit more about some life past experience that's kind of brought me to today, because I'm hitting a bit of a anniversary of my life change. And so we're going to talk about that next week. And so that's going to address probably more deeply into the first video series that we did with skill sets. And so also why I'm doing this ramble is to kind of show you the process of I think as somebody who's actually creating on this side of the camera, that we're always thinking about okay, how can I create to help? And so this is where I feel I wanted to have the viral conversation, because sometimes I feel the viral conversation, if that's the goal that you feel you're setting out to do, may I be so bold to say that it's not authentic. And I'm an authentic girl, all the way. If you know me in person, I hope you can kind of know me online. Because I want to be my realest self with all of my community and my family and my friends, because I really feel that's important. And so when I create content, I want it to be the same. And so I am leaning away from the viral posting. And don't get me wrong, I had a hook video that I didn't even intend for it to be, but it was. And then it had a really good description and on Instagram, and it ended up getting over 60,000 views. And I was like, whoa. But then after you watch it go up and you're this is so cool because it's hitting so many people, I was it doesn't change my heart for creating. I still like what I loved about that post went viral as I was talking about was one of the ones about me saying I only run 2 kilometers every time I run. Because for me, in my fast-paced brain, I need to break things down so that I am actually able to like use running as a tool and not as a push. Because in most things in my life, I push. I'm a very, very driven person. And so that went viral in a sense. Joy's viral, 60,000. I feel like that's viral. I'm happy with that. But it didn't change anything about who I was. And it actually made me more passionate about creating simple content that didn't necessarily have a hook, but those that listen are the ones that need to hear it. And like, that's the goal. And so why I wanted to talk about it today is because if you're sitting on the precipice where you're looking up how to get into content creation, you're probably seeing the viral hooks videos. And I've also seen people say that went viral that they were like, I wish I hadn't, because then I got pigeonholed into what made me viral instead of actually the content that I was creating consistently, making it so. So they gain a bunch of followers and then lose followers because that's not why people engage with them. They engage because of the viral piece. And so that also got me thinking too, again, we especially when you're looking at getting into content creation, it's all hyped up about you going viral. And I just want to encourage you that actually this is a creative process. So wherever you are at your journey, and this doesn't even have to do with content creation either, really, you can apply this to anything. Wherever you are in your journey, you need to show up authentically to that thing and see what it is for you. And so for the content creator piece, know that it's actually not about going viral. It's about creating something that you love, that you're passionate about, and other people will join you. Maybe slower than the next person. Maybe like not like you imagined it to be, but it still has meaning. And I just want to encourage you in that today, because I also need to encourage myself in that, because as I'm like going down this journey and have been posting consistently for 2 months, I have been enjoying the process of creating. And I do enjoy seeing that people have actually engaged with the content. But it's more than that. It's a better adventure when you're focusing on the people and not on the views and that kind of idea. And then that also comes into feeling authentic online, being authentic online, and lining up with your values. And then that will line up with your people. And you want to make sure you line up with the people that you want to be following and engaging in your content. And so I don't know if this was something that you needed to hear. I hope that it was. If it was, I would ask that you would like and comment and subscribe, in the sense of that I want that. I want you to have clicked on this video because you wanted to know more about this idea. And then you go, you know what? I want to follow along because I need the encouragement. And I am here. My goal in life, both in person and online, is to create a positive space where you feel encouraged, where you feel known, you feel seen, and you feel loved. And so I just want to thank you for being here. You don't have to like this video. You do not have to follow, comment, or subscribe. You don't have to do any of those things. You can just be here, you yourself, in this moment. Thank you for being here. It actually matters. It actually matters that you are here. And so thank you. And remember that in the midst of all that you're going through, you are loved and you are seen. Get outside at some point this week, guys. It's very nice out. Okay, bye.